May all these not be defiled by the concepts of the 8 worldly concerns, and be aware that all things are illusory, and may they unattached be freed from the bondage of samsara. The last line. May all these practices, all the practices of thought training, remain undefiled by the stains of the conceptions of the 8 worldly concerns of Dharma, and may I be released from the bondage of attachment. By perceiving this as an illusion, the 8 worldly Dharmas of concerns are to become elated when praised, to become unhappy when we are insulted, to become happy if we receive gifts, to become unhappy if we don't, to become happy upon achieving fame or success, to become unhappy if we are unsuccessful, to be happy when we are comfortable, to become unhappy when we are uncomfortable. The basic advice is to treat equally that which pleases us and that which displeases us. That's the secret here. The basic advice is to treat equally that which pleases us and that which displeases us. We should remain steadfast in our practice of the 8 verses of thought transformation. We should see fame and lack of fame as equal and not be bothered by them, especially at the moment of our death. Because the truth is, at the moment of our death, fame or no fame makes no difference. Most of the time, comfort or discomfort is just a state of mind. Nothing exists on its own and proclaims itself comfortable or uncomfortable. It is our label and projection of it. These strong likes and dislikes exist only at a relative level. These likes and dislikes exist only on a relative level. In the last 2 lines of the 8 verses of thought transformation, the great Bodhisattva Geshe Langri Tangpa expresses the wish that through the mind, which understands that all things are like illusions or a magician's tricks, we may be freed from all clinging and attachment. This advice is not only to be used in thought training, but is to be applied to every single practice in our life. Even when reciting a single mantra such as Om Mani Padme Hum, we should apply it. We should also make sure our practice is not defiled by the 8 worldly concerns. This concludes the thoughts of 8 transformation. These teachings are sacred. These teachings are holy. I have passed the oral transmission in Lung to you by reading it out to all of you from day 1 to now. Although I am not accomplished and I am not realized, definitely I'm not, and I'm not being humble by covering up that I'm realized, I'm telling you the truth. As a monk, I can't lie. So if I tell you I'm not realized and I am, I'm lying. So I'm not realized. But if you want to think I am, it's okay. I won't fight it. But as coming from an unrealized monk that sincerely believes in these teachings and have received it from the correct source and the correct guru, I invoke the blessings of His Holiness, Avalokiteshvara Cherish, Tenzin Gyatso, the Dalai Lama, that all of you, that these teachings may go into your hearts and go straight into the center of your mind, and that you will practice it from this moment on. If you practice this and nothing else, and you can check this with His Holiness, you can still get enlightened. And you don't need any commitments except the commitments mentioned in the 8 lines. And if you practice this, all of the 84,000 teachings of Buddha Shakyamuni that he taught for over 41 years of his holy life is included in these 7 lines. So please don't chase after mantras, holy places, exotic gurus with wonderful hats. Don't chase after wonderful gurus that come from exotic places that are emanations of deities that you can't even recognize with a lot of arms and faces and colors and that drive you crazy because you can't memorize it. Don't chase after exotic temples and exotic initiations and empowerments. Don't chase after exotic rituals and pujas, because none of that can remove your suffering and none of that can give you happiness. Only the 8 verses of transforming the mind and in its practice will give you this. Because every single practice, meditation, every single method that the Buddha has given you, it is an extension, an elaboration, or a part or a whole of the 8 verses of mind training. So if this is not practiced in any way, shape, or form, you will definitely not gain results. In short, if you see the back of this, if we even condense the 8 thoughts into 8 small lines. Number 1, holding others as dear because they are necessary for awakening. Seeing others as supreme, preventing delusions, holding difficult people as dear, accepting defeat, regarding those who harm me as my sacred friend, exchanging of self with others, seeing all things as illusions. That is the complete path of Buddha right there. And this 8 short lines is on the front are the 8 longer lines, and these 8 longer lines are the Bodhisattva Chayyavatara, and that extended is the Buddha's complete teachings on compassion. So these 8 little simple lines are the complete teachings of Lord Buddha on compassion, and the last line is on wisdom, which I will not go into detail today. So all of the teachings are there. I beg you, I implore you, and I ask you, if you really wish to practice Dharma, yes, read these every day. I know you have millions of sadhanas and millions of deities and meditation or retreats that you have to do. But can I ask you one simple question with deep respect and no malice intended? Has those exotic deities given you any results? Has those exotic mantras and secret initiations brought you any results? Have you become kinder? If they haven't, we should go back to the basics. Because the basics are what makes up those deities. So please, stop running after all types of exotic lamas, me included. Stop running after lamas that have 53 lifetimes and they wear wonderful hats that took meters of brocade to make, and running after exotic lamas that have 5,000 centers around the world. Stop running after lamas that give you deities that you cannot pronounce their names. Stop running after rituals and pujas, and stop running after ego-pleasing Dharma practice. Please follow your Guru's advice and practice the Dharma. That is the place where you practice the 8 thought transformations is the best pilgrimage. The best offering you can make to your Guru is accomplishing these 8 thoughts. And the best temple is where this is taught and practiced. The best center is the place where this is taught and practiced. The best people are the ones that accomplish this. And all Buddhas who are born of these teachings are being created from these teachings and will be born in the future. Hold these teachings sacredly, frame them, retype them, decorate them, put flowers around them, frame them up and read them. Make offerings to these teachings, because they are the Buddha's essence in words. Practice it, memorize it, commit it to heart, recite it every day, and when a certain situation comes, I guarantee you one of those lines will pop into your head and you will be able to control yourself. If you practice nothing else, if you don't want anything else at all, this is enough. If you practice this, you will gain enlightenment.